Alright, and we are live. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renegade Operative, and we would like to talk a little bit about what we saw and our thoughts and impressions of the PlayStation experience of 2015. I have my prestigious guest with me, the Co-Operative podcast, members of the podcast, and I would like to go around the table so you guys can introduce yourself. So we'll start off with you, James. What is up?
Not too much. How about you, Renegade?
I am doing fine, sir. I'm doing swell. Then we're going to introduce Dom. How are you, Dom?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing pretty good. We have Mr. Kaneki.
How's it going, Ren?
Oh, I thought you were going to slander me for a second.
I did too. I was waiting for the panda joke.
I would, but Twitter is blowing up at the moment.
Oh God, we're gonna talk about that surely.
We should make that first on the list.
Yeah, that's gonna be that's the elephant in the room. We got a big topic to talk about, but we're going to introduce Brandon. Come on, Brandon, introduce yourself.
What's up? And how's that panda trip going?
Fuck you, Brandon. That's how I feel about that. And we have, last but not least, Mr. Reaper. How are you, Mr. Reaper?
Doing good. How's everybody doing?
We're doing all right, sir. We're doing all right. So, we have the Google Doc open, and the first thing that comes to mind is a copious amount of salt that's going on right now on Twitter about the Final Fantasy VII Remake and what was showcased at PlayStation Experience and the follow-up news to that. They had a new gameplay trailer with real-time based combat. Basically, what are your thoughts on this and real-time combat replacing the turn-based combat? And what do you think about Final Fantasy VII Remake being a multi-part series and the reaction to that?
I guess I can start with that one. I'll start with that one. It looks good. Looks hype. I think it's really good that they're moving from that turn-based system for more I think it's a real-time action-based system.
Yeah, it's action-based.
So it's a better system. It's not outdated. It looks good. Of course, the announcement of it being multi-part, not episodic, mind you, because Square Enix did not say episodic. If they had said episodic, it would have said in print episodic. It just says multi-part, which would mean that it's going to be divided into 2 or 3 parts, kind of like how Hallway Fantasy 13 was.
Hallway Fantasy. I remember they broke that up into parts, but yeah. I think that a lot of people...
One, right?
Yeah, from that to, then they have 13-2 and Lightning Returns.
Oh, okay then, okay.
Yeah, something like that. But I think, in my opinion, a lot of people are overreacting a lot. It's very vague from what I've seen in the article. It doesn't clearly say episodic at all. I had to double check my sources because, according to Brandon, apparently it was misquoted from Kotaku saying it was going to be episodic.
Big surprise from Kotaku.
Yeah, the title they said what's it called? Let me get it back up. Sounds like Final Fantasy VII Remake will be episodic, and when you scroll down to the article, you clearly see it in print, multi-part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Game Informer also said they put episodic, even though it's not true.
But they didn't say
Yeah, it seems like a lot of mistranslations are going on with these articles.
Yeah,
no, it's not mistranslations. People can't friggin' read. Read it.
People just jump to conclusions, basically.
People can't read, and basically they're saying it is their opinion. It might be episodic. It's not really confirmed.
Exactly.
See,
multi-part could mean anything at this point, really.
I even see Young Yeah freaking out about it. What the fuck?
Gaming Bread.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that it's probably going to just be the separate discs that the original Final Fantasy VII had into separate games. And, I've seen some people being positive about this. I mean, who's to say that the first part isn't going to be, balanced all that well, so maybe part 2 and 3 would be working out those fixes.
Yeah, I can perfectly see if the game is way too massive and large that they have to sort of cut it into pieces. My overall thing is I want to be optimistic as possible about it, so I do not mind if they offer us more options. I would like the option to own like the entire thing, maybe like as a bundle or on like 2 discs, 2 Blu-ray discs, just to get that out of the way because I'm a collector.
Yeah.
But James, what do you feel about all this backlash and controversy on Final Fantasy VII Remake being supposedly episodic?
I think it's a bit too early for everyone to be freaking out.
I know, right?
But I know the FF fan base is a real soft spot for 7, so I kind of understand them flipping out a little bit, but people need to read. Don't call it episodic. If Square didn't call it episodic, then I'm not calling it episodic. We have no idea what it's going to be.
Reaper, how do you feel about this?
I feel that if it's episodic, I mean, okay, it kind of sucks, but everybody's gonna buy it. Don't kid yourself. You're gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it. It's really amazing to see how far it went. You guys remember when FF7 came out? It used to look ugly, blocky looking Cloud. Now it looks amazingly good. And the people complaining about it shouldn't complain about it because at least it's fucking coming out. And that's all you should be caring about, not about episodic. Be happy, thanks Square Enix, that they're actually fucking doing it. That's all I gotta say.
Because Square Enix, this topic has come up from Square Enix plenty of times before, and they pretty much were dodging it, saying that it would be impossible to make back in the PS3 days. So it is good that they're finally taking the initiative to bring it out. I want to wait and see what happens before I call any judgment. I was saying early on Twitter that I don't think this is just as bad as Deus Ex Tears was for the pre-ordering list that they had, where they had stuff locked behind a paywall. When it gets that bad, that's when I see gamers having a right to complain about it. But since this is now so vague and the news of this game is very sparse, it's hard to really gather an opinion on it since it's very early in development.
Right. Square Enix is basically bringing your dream to life. You should be happy about that, not salty about it.
Yeah. Took us, 20 years?
Yeah.
I can only imagine the blow up of what will happen if something was changed either for the better for a Resident Evil 2 remake. It's gonna happen.
We do it.
I think since we're on that topic, I think the only issue would be is if they turned that episodic, because that game isn't really that big compared to Final Fantasy VII.
That is true. I agree with that. With Resident Evil 2, you could beat that in less than about like 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah.
That's with I would argue pretty much any of the classic style Resident Evil games. About 1 to 2 hours is, as long as it should take.
Yeah, that's definitely the norm for that. Let's go to our Google Docs list. Unless anyone has any lingering opinions about Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down.
Calm the fuck down.
Just want to go to the gameplay. Me and James got the same opinion. Finally, it's action based.
With all this backlash, let's see what Square says. Let's just see what they have to say.
Bring some popcorn and butter, ladies and gentlemen.
At least clarify. I would mind that.
Yeah, that trailer looked pretty damn good if you ask me. I can't even front. What they showed at the game experience, it was pretty mesmerizing. It makes me want to play Final Fantasy VII even more, even though I didn't play the original. It makes me want to just go back to it, try it out, have that experience, and also get into the remake as well. I want to be optimistic as possible about it because it could turn out to be pretty great. And for the people that are whining about turn-based combat and whining about multi-parts, I think they would be missing out.
They're gonna buy it anyway.
Yep. I could not agree with that more, but we're gonna move on to the next topic. This doc is pretty short for a PlayStation experience, so I tried to highlight all the interesting stuff that I could. But this topic is about Uncharted 4. This was actually the first thing they shown, and it now has branching dialogue options. How do you guys feel about this new Mass Effect type dialogue system for Uncharted 4?
Why? Just how it is, why? Why is that even needed?
I don't know. I think for Uncharted, in my personal opinion, the only reason I would go back to play it is to either collect all the treasures or play it on a higher difficulty. But at that point, I'm tapped out on the story. I think it would be just a one-time experience, and it would be over. I wouldn't go back and say, "Oh, I want to see what else Drake said to Sully while he was banging a whore in Tijuana." I just don't. I just don't see myself doing that.
Yeah, like I don't see the purpose of this. This is Uncharted and not Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Uncharted effect.
What do you think about this, James?
I haven't played the Uncharted series too much, so I can't really give a good opinion on it. But this is only for 4, right? They didn't do it for the past games?
Yeah, this is only for 4. This is something new to 4. They haven't done it in any of the old games at all.
Maybe, I think it will be good only if the choices you make actually do something. Unlike Mass Effect, where they really do fuck all.
No, it depends on the choices, that is.
It depends on how they execute it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's I could see if it's a major choice that maybe calls, like, a branching story. Or like maybe a branching ending. I think that'd be pretty cool if since it's the end of the series and all, but I don't know how that would work because a lot of people, they would probably want the ending to be a lot more conclusive instead of having 2 endings, so I kind of retract that. But I don't see how it will work in terms of story, since like I said that like Uncharted really feels like that one playthrough game that you go through it once and that's it, and if you're playing it again, you're either doing like the time attack mode or you're doing the unlockables, or you're doing the difficulty. That's it.
Yep.
Could make the chapters scenarios play out differently too.
Yeah, like maybe one decision is more reckless than the other, and you have to deal with a lot more guards that way. Like that would make sense. Like if you just
like for gameplay purposes, not for story, then I could live with that.
Yeah, I can live with that too.
As long as it doesn't mess up the ending, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I had to retract that because I like if it's gonna be the end of the series like they claim, then I'm not sure how I would feel about like a good ending, bad ending scenario.
I've never played any of the Uncharted games, but I would say if they've never done this before outside of 4, then there's really no point in having it there. But you know, I think my opinion on that is kind of null and void, given that I haven't played any of the games.
Invalid opinion. Get out.
Reaper, do you have any opinion on this?
I don't know. I mean, I played the Uncharted games, and do I think it's necessary for them to do that? No, but I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. You get to pick what you really want to. I really highly doubt it's going to affect anything in the story. Like, no karma, or there's no, anything like the other Mass Effects or Fallout games. So I kind of feel it's unnecessary, but I think it's still interesting.
Yeah,
for the most part.
I don't think that. I kind of don't want them to see if they can pull an Infamous or something like that with like a karma system. I think that wouldn't make any sense.
No, that wouldn't fit at all. Uncharted.
Yeah, but I think that like them doing something like doing alternate pathways, that would be a lot more better. Like one path is more dangerous than the other, and there's more challenge in another path. I think that would be pretty amazing because it puts you in a situation where you know you have to get out of it, and it might put more challenge on the player.
Right. That's what I think.
Kaneki, do you have anything to say about this?
Can I play the multiplayer of Uncharted 4 now?
Oh yeah, we had a big
yes.
dilemma about that a couple of days ago, where we tried to get people into the beta. Please release the open beta because it's fun. It's so much fun with friends, and it kind of sucks that you can't get in because it's closed. So, yeah, more open beta for the win. I give that as a PSA for all game developers out there.
At least they didn't do this to fucking Street Fighter 5. At least you had a second option.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Let's move on to the next thing in this document, and this is about Neo, and it's officially coming to North America by Team Ninja. What are you guys' thoughts on Neo and how the game is shaping up in general after the new trailer at PlayStation Experience?
Give it to me.
It's Onimusha meets Dark Souls, and I'm glad that me and James aren't the only ones that saw that when we
said
first
that
saw
too.
Neo. Yeah, I think yeah. So I mean, like, I'm glad that we weren't the only ones that saw that because it's something that looks good. It looks fun, and since we haven't had an Onimusha game in a really long time, this could be a good substitute for that.
Yes.
Better Onimusha than Onimusha.
Oh, co-op. If they had co-op like Bloodborne,
There
I would
was
lose my shit.
there was a Phantom Samurai guy in the trailer,
Really?
and he was like waving at you, kind of like how in Dark Souls you can do a gesture where you like wave at somebody or tell them to come over here or something like that. Could be co-op. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope it is. I would lose my fucking mind because it looks so good. I like how the monster variety is just starting to pop out a lot more, and it really encaptures that Dark Souls style where you're just fighting these giant enemies that might be stronger than you are, and I hope that it offers sort of the same challenge, but it offers you the tools to get the job done.
Yeah, I do think Ninja Theory is doing a really good job
Not
at
Ninja
this.
Theory.
And not Ninja Theory. I made that mistake
No.
too.
I was joking. Yeah.
But Team Ninja, yeah, I hope Team Ninja really does a swell job on this, even though their last iteration of a hack and slash game I did not like too much, which was Ninja Gaiden 3, but that's a whole nother topic entirely.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any opinions on Neo?
Looks
Nope.
good.
I'll give it a shot.
Just give it to me, please. Now.
I saw the trailer. It looks pretty cool. I'd try it out.
Also, a good thing I got Dom into the Souls games already. He'll be right at home getting his ass kicked.
Yep. Well, I like hard games anyway, so the Souls game's gonna fit what I like.
Yeah, and it just looks like something interesting to play. Like when people were kind of saying that it looks like a little twist between Onimusha, that definitely got me interested, considering that I played that game series like last year.
I think it's the setting that it's a feudal Japanese game is the Onimusha part they get from it.
Well, let's not speak too much into the setting because apparently I remember some articles from some game developers or I don't know, some gaming personalities that said those games wouldn't work good in the West or something like that.
Yeah, too bad now it's coming to the West, so...
Yeah, fuck you,
It don't.
fuck you.
Oh yeah, fucking Alex Hutchinson from Ubi shit.
Oh yeah, he said that?
Oh, it's from Ubisoft? Okay, well that does...
Yeah,
that
Ubisoft was
makes
like,
sense.
yeah, Ubisoft. Alex Hutchinson. I don't know if he's still with Ubi shit, but he was like, oh well, we're not gonna do a feudal Japan setting because the setting is too common.
Is
They-
that
they-
I'm sorry,
much
we are not in the PS1 generation where almost everyone had a samurai game. Samurai games are very, very rare in this day and age.
Because they take effort.
Yep.
Well, I don't even know where to begin because I mean there were samurai games still going on the PS2 and the PS3 era.
Yeah, but they were during the PS3 era. It was just very rare, at least. It wasn't as common as like the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah, I can attest to that, but still, it's not to say that oh well, this is why we aren't doing it. It's not that popular when they had like a following of games from all different types of developers, and some of them actually went very well, like Onimusha, for example. This is probably why I think you said something like you really wanted an Assassin's Creed in like Japan, but it's never gonna happen because of this dickhead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said that it's probably never going to happen because Ubisoft does not want to innovate. Like, it would actually
Take a lot
force
of
them
effort.
to innovate the combat, which they're not going to do. I
No,
mean,
they're lazy.
they want to copy and paste everything. So, seeing something like Neo, it's nice because we actually get to play in a feudal Japan setting, and it looks cool. It looks violent, and that's what I want.
Not to mention
Weeb.
the severe absences of hack and slashes. That's not DMC or Ninja Gaiden.
hmm
Yeah,
I've
but
been needing new ones.
I will say 2016 is looking pretty pleasant for that since we have
You know-
like Near Automata and other types of games of that.
You know,
nature.
Renegade.
Yeah.
Last year I said the same thing, and all the games got delayed.
Damn, that is hella disappointment.
There was a lot of delays, but not just gaming. But like, holy shit,
Well,
those delays.
There was a lot of delays this year as well. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of games, especially Ubisoft games, were getting delayed. I know The Division was like one of them. Even though I'm not looking forward to it, it happened. That's the thing. The downgrade got delayed till next year.
Wasn't Division like got delayed like 2-3 times already?
I forgot it existed.
I believe so. But
Because at this point, like whoever said that, like it's like it doesn't exist. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put the game like, oh, it's not exist anymore. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They might do that with the Division.
I know my excitement for that game fell off the rails, but then again, it might be because I bought Watch Dogs day one, and that was just extremely disappointing.
I rented that game.
Did you destroy it afterwards?
Yeah,
No.
you pull a Pixel Buster?
You pulled a loophole.
No, a Pixel Buster.
I have a Watch Dogs poster. I want to like swap out for like something else. Can somebody send me like a Resident Evil poster?
Oh man,
I'll help you out.
You gotta burn that thing on site.
I know.
That's what
I could make a few bucks off of it.
They have only
There's some
movie
fanboy
posters, you
for it.
know.
You said they
Oh, yeah,
have
that would work,
Onimusha
too.
posters?
Yeah, they have posters of Onimusha. Dawn of Dreams, I know you hate it, but it's still better than
Fuck
Watch
Dawn
Dogs.
of Dreams.
But Dawn
Dawn
of Dreams is a
of
pretty
Dreams.
good
I will
box art.
talk about that when we talk about Onimusha.
Yeah, I
Never
think
mind.
that we need to save that for the Onimusha one because, yeah, apparently Dawn does not like Dawn of Dreams, and that is one game that I played for a little while, and I didn't think it was that impressive, but we'll get into it. But for the next topic is actually Yakuza. And Yakuza 5 is coming December 8th in the West, and Yakuza 0 is confirmed to be coming in the West as well. What are your thoughts on this series in general, and how do you feel about the US getting more localizations? And what are your
Never
thoughts?
played it.
What are your thoughts on a potential retail version of Yakuza 0? That means it's coming on disc.
Am I late
I'm
on
hyped.
something?
Yes, you are, Levy. We're actually doing our Let's React to the PlayStation experience.
Oh yes.
Welcome
well,
to the
I
club.
came up for
Welcome,
Yakuza.
Levy.
What? Hi.
Something living.
Also, I came into you were talking about Yakuza, and I'm like, I'm glad it's getting more localization, but I hadn't played the game, so I can't really say much about it.
This is why there needs to be the localization of the HD collection.
Exactly
'Cause
because more
it
people
exists.
can actually get more into it.
Yeah, more people can catch up, and I played
What if
Yakuza
Yakuza
3.
remake?
It's good, but it's long.
Yeah, since I have experience with the franchise, they're very long, story-driven games. But when it comes down to gameplay, you're playing it. It's really fun. Yakuza 3 and 4, from my knowledge, do include like little storyboards that you can view from the first two games. And while that is nice, it's not like actually playing the game because you do miss out on a lot of key moments and whatnot.
Exactly. I think that I played the first one a little bit, but I haven't played the second one, and so far from what I heard from Hyperbit Hero, he said that the second one was pretty good.
It's expensive. Like, if you try to get it right now, people charge up to like $60 to over $100 for the second one in particular, which is another reason why we need Sega to localize the HD collection, because it would prevent people from spending over $100 on one game.
Oh hell, like in
Because
my opinion, hell no.
Yakuza 1, you can get that game for around 15 to 16 bucks. I don't think anyone really has a problem with spending 15 to 16 bucks on the first one. The second one, though, do you really want to spend over $100 on that particular game? It might be good, but
no.
This is why we need the HD collection, so people do not spend over $100 on it.
Do you think they would port over the remake?
Given that they're bringing over Zero, which I didn't think they would, I'm kind of leaning towards now.
I think it depends on sales.
Yeah. Then again, any game made by Sega, that Sonic is not getting a lot of sales.
Sega still is
unfortunate.
holding on to Shenmue
Well, here's
HD. They're still holding on, dude.
Here's the problem with Sega.
Lego
They don't
Sega.
market this stuff right.
God damn it.
they don't put a lot of advertising. Like, this is like one of the issues with Sega. They expect like a large amount of sales, but they do not put enough money into advertising, especially in the Yakuza games.
They're going by name
Because-
recognition.
And also,
Yeah.
Valkyria Chronicles.
Like, yeah, sure, name recognition is good, but given your reputation now, as opposed to back in the
20 years
80s
ago.
and 90s, it's not good. People look at your name and they think, oh, bad Sonic games. Bad video games.
Generally,
When I-
yeah.
No localization.
Yeah, but whenever
Yeah,
I
like-
look at... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
No, go
that's
ahead.
what people-
I was the one interrupting. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Like, but that's what people view Sega as, is just bad games and lack of localization.
Yeah, but then there's people like me that I view Sega... Like, the only things I view Sega for are Valkyria Chronicles, Sonic, and probably the most of the Platinum games that were released, like Mad World, Anarchy
Bayonetta.
Reigns, Bayonetta. But overall, I kind of think it's, as a company, it's kind of deteriorating, but not as bad as people like Capcom and Konami.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'll give Capcom some
Capcom's
credit.
not that bad.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
give
they-
them some credit.
At least they make money. That's what I was going to say. At least Capcom makes money. At least Sega is going to make money with Shenmue and all of that. But Capcom's losing money. Or not Capcom, Konami.
No,
Yeah,
I
Konami
have
is the one
to-
that's losing
I have
money.
the same opinion as Levy. You know, I used to look up to Sega for like Sonic and the Platinum games. Now I just don't even bother with them.
The only way that Sega can redeem itself is if they fucking localize the third Valkyria Chronicles. I don't
And
care.
Make
I
the
don't care if
fourth
it's,
one come over.
I don't care if it's for PS4. I will buy it because I'm a fan.
There you go.
To prove
Yeah.
that, I actually have the art books of all three games.
Nice.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles is a really good series. I can't
Really?
wait for the fourth one.
The fourth one? They're making the fourth.
No, the last part of the question for this document, like, I added that in because there was a rumor going around that Yakuza 0 is going to get localized. Or not localized, I'm
A
sorry,
disc-based
getting a
version?
retail version.
Yeah.
Which I hope is the case. Yakuza 5 is lacking in that here in the West, but we could potentially see one later down the line. Who knows? But for now, it's digital only.
Yeah.
That sucks. I wish that as a physical owner, I wish that they had more physical games. Like, I don't mind both, but it just comes to the fact that when you like to own things and you have these things out there like DRM, and you have it where companies can shut down games after a certain period of time, some people are more secure with owning the disc than owning it digitally. So I wish that they had the option to give both. I wish that like companies like Capcom will stop doing that and just giving us a shaft with digital only games, because a lot of people would like to have it in their hands and make more money for them in a way like that.
Exactly. I mean, with a digital copy, you had to download it, but it costs a lot more memory. Although with physical copy, you can delete it at any time, but when you put the disc back in, you can download the application data whenever you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah, not to mention that when you speak of like downloading it, I mean, what if some people have shit internet? There's just so many like variables going on with that really makes it a buzzkill that they take stuff away like that.
Not only that,
Physical.
servers can go down anytime. So if you lose the servers, your game is gone forever.
I think, since this is still on the topic of Yakuza, I think the only time that it's really okay is if they release a quote-unquote current-gen version, but make the previous-gen versions digital only. Because then there's at least a physical version coming out to one of the platforms.
Yeah.
Which also Sega should do if Yakuza 0 is coming, because there is a PS3 version in Japan.
Alright, so I think we need to move on to our next topic, and unfortunately this means that Levy is going to cream his pants, because
Shut up.
this is about the sequel to Ni no Kuni. Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, was announced at the PlayStation Experience. What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I gotta go change my pants now.
Oh,
everywhere.
God.
I was gonna make
It's
a
everywhere.
jizz joke and he knew.
No, it's like It was an unexpected surprise, but it's one of those that can immediately like made my day. Like, I'm a big fan of the first game. The first game is very great. It has Tales meets Pokemon meets a Studio Ghibli film. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with the second game. They said they had like new characters, new story, but they hadn't shown off the combat. They hadn't shown off anything like that. But I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to change it or improve it.
See, I've never played Ni no Kuni, so I'm on the outs about this.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one that's played it.
That's
I
why I
haven't
say
played
you're
it,
gonna
but I've
come in your
seen
pants
gameplay of it.
because that's why I say you're gonna come in his pants because he's the one that was talking about a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
Ni no Kuni 2 was announced at PAX. Jizz.
I know it exists, but that's basically it.
Anyone else have an opinion
I've seen
on Ni no
the
Kuni? Oh, go ahead,
I've
Dom.
seen the art style for it for the original and seeing Ni no Kuni 2. It looks like they really made it more vibrant
Well, yeah, I
compared to the first one.
well, then again, it's Studio Ghibli. They'll make anything vibrant.
They made it look good.
Yeah, like if people out there that have a PS3 get the game.
Is it weird of me to think that the art style, when the trailer first started, that it was kind of like a Naruto sort of style that they had going on?
No,
I can see that.
no, I wouldn't think it's weird because it is published by Namco, so that would give some suspicion.
Yeah, I can kind of see that now.
No, I thought of it was more like an interactive Studio Ghibli film, in my opinion.
Which I probably. Oh yeah, I seen their movies before. I think.
Yeah,
Spirited Away.
Yeah,
Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke. Yes, that's the one. That's the one that I see in the past. So.
Man.
Everyone's favorite, Ponyo.
Yeah. But the music in Spirited Away was so good. Oh my god.
Spirited Away is
Yep.
fantastic.
Spirited Away was good.
The music for Ni no Kuni was also great.
So, I think we need to move on to our next topic that they showed at PlayStation Experience, and this was with Capcom. Capcom unveiled the final launch character coming to Street Fighter V, Fang. Oh, holy shit! Did someone die?
Did someone die of excitement?
Um,
Stabbed him with the fang.
Let me continue on before someone dies. They also revealed a season pass for Street Fighter V, and all the characters will be available for the DLC are Alex, Urien, Ibuki, Juri, Gao, and Balrog. What are your thoughts on the final roster of Street Fighter V?
Can I say a few things that are kind of dumb?
Go on.
Why make characters that were like a part of Street Fighter DLC?
Because
Thank you.
Like Guile and Balrog?
I don't know. Like for Gao, I guess I can kind of see it because Nash is in the game and they play similar. I don't know.
Maybe due to the fact
that's why.
like there's like a lot of games that kind of do that. Like every series, like every new installment, they'll just take away old characters, add new ones in, and then all of a sudden we'll throw this
Mortal
in as
Kombat
DLC.
X.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat X
let's-
and Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS. That's not guilty. That's guilty of it too.
Well, here's what Mortal Kombat X should have done in the first place: is to earn in-game money to earn DLC characters.
Yeah, you have to buy those characters.
Earn these
And-
days.
And if you don't have the season pass, you cannot get them day one. So you have to fucking wait like a week or something. Because I remember I tried to buy like Jason and shit day one. It's like, oh, this is not available. You must have the season pass to purchase this content. Bullshit.
That's
Yeah.
stupid.
With me, I did the dumbest thing and I bought the limited edition, quote unquote,
Oh,
I
yeah.
one that
pre-ordered.
the one that came with the season pass.
Rick.
I pre-ordered the collector's edition. It was worth it before they fucked up the netcode.
The reason why I say Rick to Levy is because I'm not sure if the season pass now contains Combat Pack 2 characters.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does either.
That's
Oh.
bullshit.
I
I'll
don't
be
care.
pissed.
Personally, I don't care.
I don't care, but it's still bullshit.
It is, but I still don't care about Mortal Kombat X stuff.
So for
I'm-
Street Fighter 5, Dom, you have
I'd
something to
go.
say?
I was just gonna say I don't even think a fighting game really needs. I don't think any game needs a season pass, to be quite honest.
It depends,
but
though.
more and more we're seeing season passes for like every single game.
Yeah, go ahead.
People
I
keep
think-
buying them.
Well, then
I-
again, the reason why people buy season passes is because of this reason. You save money by buying all the DLC by buying the season pass. Like most people would pay $50 for like DLC you can get for like $30.
That's right.
And I disagree with you with that, because what if eventually Capcom decided, oh, we're gonna make it Super Street Fighter 5?
Actually, it could
Arcade
end up
remix.
like Darksiders 2 when THQ fell under and they had the season pass. Nothing happened with it.
They
Yeah, but
promised
then
they
again-
wouldn't do that.
To answer your question, Kaneki, I won't be getting Street Fighter 5, so I won't be telling you that.
Ooh, Rick.
Have we talked
But-
about the elephant in the character roster, which is Fang?
Man, Fang, oh my god.
I'm sticking to what I say. He looks like a Chinese Dawson.
No, Chinese Neo.
He looks
can
like he looks like the Asian dude, like the advisor guy from Mulan.
Yeah.
Wait, can I add something to the season pass?
He'll make a man out of you.
Go ahead, Kaneki.
More costumes! That's right, more costumes, of course.
That's
That's all.
fucking lame. But then again,
Capcom Master Race.
I think Ultra Street Fighter 5 or Super had costume packs.
They have so
had
many
the
costumes.
Halloween
not
costume.
even funny.
Ultra Street Fighter
The
4.
PS4 version has all of them. So if you want everything, just get the PS4 version.
Except
I
for the
say,
Halloween
did I
one.
say Ultra Street Fighter 5?
You did.
Yes.
Or Super Street Fighter 5.
Well, that my
You mean
apologies
4.
on that, because maybe we'll get that version since they're making all these season passes. Maybe we'll get an updated version. Who knows? But I meant Super Street Fighter 4.
I just hope they didn't make Super Street Fighter 5, even though I have a 50% chance they might do that shit.
Yeah,
They
they say they're
promised they
not,
wouldn't.
but
They
I
said
kinda
they
hope
wouldn't,
they
but
do.
I don't trust Capcom on the Street
Yeah.
Fighter history of making versions, because they made versions of every Street Fighter at that point.
Cool, the
Yeah.
first one.
Cause look how they did the Street Fighter 4. They milked the hell out of it.
Yeah, that thing got milked the shit.
No, Street Fighter 2 got milked more.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many
Two
versions of
and
Street Fighter 2 there is? Like 10?
More than 7. I can tell you.
Damn.
We have breaking news for FF7. A bit.
What's that?
No. Has anyone ever heard of a journalism thing I call Nova Chrysalis? I don't know.
Nope.
Well,
Nova
Is that
Chrysalis.
something Final Fantasy 7? Final Fantasy related?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it
Final
is.
Fantasy 13.
Why? What's up?
They said Takahashi Mochizuki from the Wall Street Journal mentioned on Twitter that the data for the remake game is so huge and the software will be split into several titles. He said, for example, FF7 Remake 1 and 2. Mochizuki also noted the game will feature new scene additions, but that the basic story scenario will stay the same as the 1997 classic.
There,
So
problem
what's
solved.
there to
I have
worry
no.
about?
Yeah,
doesn't-
well,
that-
you know
that
what they're
makes sense.
doing, right? They also re-released it for the PS4, but the only thing's like, oh, we remastered it, and also you get trophies.
I don't have
No,
any problem
they
with it
could-
as it is now, because
This
the
is getting
game
a
is
physical
big.
release.
Yeah, but
This is getting right. It's getting physical release.
I don't know.
If it is, they might do the multi-discs again. I'm not bitching if that's how they're doing it.
I'm sorry, but if they decide to do Final Fantasy 7, like all that, at least bring in an HD version of Crisis Core.
Someone said that earlier, but I don't.
Well, I wasn't here earlier, so I'm just deciding to say that again.
no, I'm just saying, like, someone brought it up before you did.
Well, I do agree with it, though.
But I don't know if they're gonna go that far, but they should do bundles, in my opinion, to give people more incentive to buy the game. If they did bundle packs where you can play Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7, all the side stories, and put
And
them all in
also Dirge of Cerberus.
Sturgis servers, yeah,
Oh, and let's throw in Advent Children, because why the fuck not?
yeah.
That would be like $150.
Well, I have no doubt that will kill the wallet,
Working on-
but it will satisfy the dick of many people.
Unless somehow Square Enix includes like this super special edition where it comes with Cloud's sword.
Oh my god, I want that.
That would cost like a shit ton.
Let me get this
Yeah,
sword that I can't carry. I'm a
Let me
master
get this
swordsman.
sword. Girl,
No, a sword
my
that
dick
isn't
is
practical
supposed
as
to
fuck.
sword.
Jack, it's time to let her rip.
I can't.
How can you lift this sword? Nanomachine, son.
Oh my god.
Well, Ryan could use that sword probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raiden could.
I can
He
see
could
that.
lift the fucking Metal Gear. Of course he could.
If you believe in the heart of the cards, you could do it.
Do you even lift, bro? Do you even lift?
Do you lift that panda?
Fuck you. But I guess we can move on to our next subject. And I'm not sure if many people will care about this, but Destiny is getting a new Sparrow racing mode.
No
Moving
one
on.
cares.
Moving
I'm
on.
gonna say this before we move on. The those that like Destiny, Good for you. You got something new. Moving on.
Yeah, let's move on from that because I don't care
I
about
don't
the
give a
subject.
fuck.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck.
And you know
I
what?
know a lot, but it looks interesting.
It looks
It
interesting,
should be like a
but
sad game, but
Yes,
who
you know
cares?
what?
It's
Guess what? Guess what? I could make racing modes and maps in Halo.
I can actually play a better game that requires racing. That is episode 1 Pod Racer for the N64.
hold on, isn't that
Correct.
game bad though?
No, it's good.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
that game's actually pretty good.
there was a Star Wars Episode 1 game that was pretty shit.
That was good. That was the only one out of all of them that was really fucking good.
Okay.
But
the
that
rest-
is okay. Let's move on. No
Yeah.
one cares.
Let's move on. No one cares. All right. So we have. They talked about a lot of VR and a lot of VR segments with PlayStation Experience. Unfortunately, so this is where the part of the
Unfortunately.
conference. Yeah, this is where the part of the conference happened where I kind of tapped out.
I fell asleep.
But I will list some of the VR stuff that they shown. Number 1 was Ace Combat 7. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
I don't personally because I don't really care about the Ace Combat games.
It looks cool.
I
That's
played the
about it.
free-to-play version of
Wait.
PS3. It was pretty fun, but
I'm sorry, like all the games, I only see one of the games that most people actually liked, but everything, or 2 of them, but I just don't understand.
Go away, Psychonauts.
You know what?
I just want to know why. Okay, well, I know why because it's fucking Konami. But why haven't we gotten a Zone of the Enders game on
That's what I'm
PlayStation
saying.
VR?
You know what?
because-
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
You,
I think
you want to
someone
know? You want to know
mentioned
why we don't have Zone of the Enders? It's because of fucking Kojima.
that. Ooh, yeah.
yeah, because Kojima runs this series.
Yeah, and you honestly think that Kojima would give that to them?
This man made us a lot of
He
money.
doesn't own the rights.
No,
to it.
here's
Get
what
rid
he
of
would do. If I was him, I would give him the middle finger, say "fuck off," and just leave.
This man made us a lot of money, and now he must pay. He has punished Kojima.
You know what would
And
have
then,
been cool?
and
Like
then comes
Gundam.
the ending when it comes out to be the ending of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Gilmer, you said what would be cool if they had Gundam VR?
Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be.
You're just in the
a
cockpit.
mech-
I would buy it.
I'd buy it.
Hey, you know what would be good? Remember Steel Battalion?
Yeah.
Oh god, no.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Let's just ignore the fucking Kinect game. Why don't we just make the virtual reality of that? That sounds
yeah,
better
yeah.
than the fucking Kinect.
I'd be on board.
I'll be on board with that too.
But the other games that they talked about was what the fuck? All right. Oh my god.
Rez.
No. The one I have listed here is 100-foot robot golf.
What
Who
the fuck?
cares?
Fuck it.
Who
I
cares?
don't
Fuck
care.
robot golf.
Again,
That
Zone of
just
the
sounds.
Enders.
That just screams stupidity
And-
failure.
I think everyone else was talking about Rez. I'm not sure if people care
I know-
or don't.
I kind of don't see how it would work for VR, in my opinion. Same with Psychonauts. I can't see how they would work.
Yeah,
I'll
Psychonauts
still
was,
remake the game from the ground up.
Psychonauts was the last one.
Hey, you know
Hey,
what would have been cool
hey
for
guys, why
VR?
don't we just let's just talk about games that would actually make a lot of sense for virtual reality. Personally,
I got
can
one.
see- I got
All the hentai games.
Oh my god, have
Only
you
you
lied?
talk about that, James. Only you.
You
Only
know
you,
it's gonna
James.
happen.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden it'll be DMC porn.
No, it's gonna be stuff that
No,
Funny
it's
likes,
like
like
late
Tentacle
church.
Girls and Fuda.
You know what would make sense? Silent Hills.
I would like.
Or PT
I would
at least.
really,
I would rather see a good Star Wars game on there.
Actually, Resident Evil could work well.
that could work.
If
Like
they
any
were-
people
horror
were
game
bringing-
from there.
people were bringing up that they should port over the Chronicle games over and the
Oh, yeah,
Gun
for
Survivor
VR?
games for PlayStation VR. Yeah, I would agree for the first person, not the usual Resident Evil games, just the first person ones. That
And they're
would work.
still
The
using
Umbrella
move. They're
Chronicles.
still using the move, so that could really work for that.
Hey, you know what they could put for VR too?
What?
Grand Theft Auto.
I don't know about GTA.
Hey
Fine.
kids, you want to know how it feels like punching a prostitute? There you go.
Hey kids, wanna know how a hooker feels blowing your virtual dick? Here we go.
Hey, you want to know how it feels to commit mass genocide? There you go.
Oh god.
All right.
So
Grand Theft Auto 5.
I think
VR.
first-person shooters would also work for the PlayStation VR.
Yeah,
done well,
it would
yes.
be so great to have some kid saying that I suck when I shoot people.
Now you can run and gun Call of Duty style. in VR.
Now you can use a shotgun like a fucking asshole up close.
That way, you could give those little kids the middle finger in person.
Goodbye reality.
Oh, you know, that'd be good. Like, maybe you give them the middle finger and you take a piss on them or something. I don't know.
or just the little version, the real deal of teabagging.
So we.
Oh god.
That would be that would be embarrassing if you're actually teabagging and someone walks in of you doing that.
All right, so we have the last part here. Levy's worried about teabagging people.
What the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you twerking?
All right, stop putting nuts on people's foreheads so we can continue. But this is where everything got tapped out and they wasn't talking about much, and unfortunately there was not a part to follow up to this conference, so we got to see hilarious trollish shit like people wearing Crash Bandicoot shirts and not showing anything at all about Crash
That was a dick move.
That
Yeah.
cock tease.
So since there wasn't a part 2 to this conference, for the people that seen it or heard all the news that came out of it, what letter grade would you give PlayStation Experience?
Personally, I would give it a C.
Let's see why.
Because there's just not some of the things on here that just didn't have much to offer for me.
But you rated it a little bit higher than the Game Awards. I guess it's
Yeah,
because it didn't have as much bullshit.
Exactly.
So
like,
I can kind of see that.
but if I had to give it honest grade, probably B minus, maybe a C plus, because of Ni no Kuni, Final Fantasy VII, Uncharted 4, and that's just it. And Yakuza, because I'm actually really curious to play it, and that's just it.
I would give it a C minus. Like, they did have announcements. The Final Fantasy stuff was hype. They did have a lot of games that they did have on display that weren't VR that they were showing off on the stage floor. But in the end, I felt that part 2 was needed. I felt that they needed just a little bit more surprises because overall it was just bland when they got to the VR point, and that's when I dozed right the fuck to sleep.
Yeah, I was forced to stay up because nobody else was watching it. Then again, I watched last year's one. 8 hours straight.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, that's how long the streams go, so I just watched the whole thing.
There's no life if there's no game.
They did reveal some small stuff that I was interested in, like some extra scenes in Uncharted 4, and it's well acted, by the way. But other than that, it wasn't really much of substance there for this conference compared to something like E3.
And the VGAs.
Well, the VGAs, they deserve that D to me.
Yeah.
I only said that because they brought in new stuff, but it was like stuff that we didn't want or ask for.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
I didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for
I
this.
danced for this.
My body was not ready.
I never asked for this.
So, Dom, what do you think of PlayStation Experience, what you heard from it? What would you give it?
I think I would give it a C plus personally because, of course, we got an official announcement for an official release date for Yakuza 5. We also got the confirmation that Yakuza 0 is getting localized. Neo looks really hype. Final Fantasy looks really hype. Just a lot of hype stuff was going on. My issue was, and this is just an issue with Sony in general when it comes to their press conferences, is that they really don't know how to start and end their conferences.
The pacing is terrible.
It really feels like, and yeah, just like Brandon said, the pacing is really terrible. Why didn't they start off with something like, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII, or end off with Final Fantasy VII? That game was hype. Like, that would have been a great way to end it off.
I think that
PlayStation
really,
VR.
they started off with Uncharted first, so I think they really proud of Uncharted, but the branching dialogue options, I think that the stuff in the conference later on with the extra scenes, I think that would have been a lot more better than showing off, hey, we have this feature that we ripped off from Mass Effect, so...
Or they could have just ended off by saying, hey, here's Crash Bandicoot. It's a real thing.
Yeah, and as far as like PlayStation VR goes, yeah, it's cool, but can we get some games that would actually be interesting to people? Because so far what we have is Ace Combat, which is a stupid mech game that's about golfing, not something that people want. Can we get a Zone of the Enders or a Gundam, like as mentioned earlier?
Or Steel Battalion.
A good one.
The reason, and I think part of the reason why I won't go any higher than a C plus is because Tim Schafer with Psychonauts 2. I don't understand why people are giving that child rather, money.
Well,
But-
then again, you have to understand though, a lot of people were asking for more games than Psychonauts.
Yeah, I think
That's
to be fair though, Psychonauts 2 was revealed at the Game Awards. Not,
FVGA.
Oh, was it?
But-
I'm
yeah, you're
sorry
talking
if
about you're talking about Psychonauts VR.
yeah, Psychonauts
Um,
VR is what was revealed at the PlayStation Experience.
But I can
Yes.
understand though the reason
Well-
why some people have a lot of distaste towards Tim Schafer because of the bullshit he's done in the past. But most people, the reason why they got it is because of nostalgia.
Yep.
So you have to give them credit. They just want their nostalgia fulfilled again, I guess.
All
But
right.
yeah,
So
thanks for correcting me on that. But that's what I would give it as a C plus.
James.
yeah, James, do you have anything?
Letter grade wise,
Yeah.
C. I'd say C plus because we had some pretty good games this time. It's just
Some
that it was
good-
too short.
Yeah, it was short.
Oh, too short. Oh, okay then.
I can agree. They didn't have much substance there compared to something like E3 or any other substantial gaming event that has like a lot of new world premieres. Brandon, do you have a letter grade?
At a B minus with C plus.
Oh, that B minus is kind of high. Damn.
Okay, sorry, I lost my concentration there. Yeah, it's like a B minus or a C plus. They got a lot of hype stuff, like Final Fantasy 7 took it from me.
What about you, Gilmer?
I gave it a C plus. A lot of good things showed. Final Fantasy 7, Street Fighter 5. I mean, at least Fang wasn't that great, but you know.
I'm not feeling
yeah.
Fang either. I don't think he plays like a character I would use, to be honest.
What would you think if they announced like Gil? What if Gil came back? What
I
would you
want
say to
Akuma.
If Gil came back as a boss, I'd be pretty fucking mad.
LTG will come his pants.
Why?
Because he has Gil over everything. His name is FGC Illuminati.
that? Yeah,
Also,
I just think
Also,
Fang's
randomly,
super weird.
I'm looking up Neo as we speak.
And Kaneki, what would you personally give the conference?
I would give it a C minus, only because at the beginning of the PlayStation Experience it was hyped, and two other games I was kind of interested, but not really. I actually saw they show more of King of Fighters 14,
Oh, that was good.
although the two main characters models they still didn't improve that much. I see the other characters models and they look really good.
Yeah, they said they had like 50 characters so far confirmed
Yeah.
for
You-
King of Fighters.
You know what
14.
gives me high hopes about that is that the fact that SNK just stopped doing pachinko machines and started focusing on their video games.
Hey,
Wait,
Konami,
wait, they did.
just
They did
do a
Machiko
little-
Machine?
Hey Konami, there you go.
I'm waving at you, Konami.
Hey,
Hey,
Konami.
just-
Oh wait,
do a
you already
clarification.
fucked
Hey
yourself.
Konami, get fucked.
They're already-
If they could stop making gambling machines to make money, maybe you can too. Maybe you can stop sucking dick for a living.
That's right.
Yeah,
And,
to do a
us.
clarification on King of Fighters, the development started when Arn Mika was announced.
Yeah, so it hasn't been really that long. But still, I think that the graphics, they look a little bit better than it does now, but it still doesn't look to much of the effect. It's not like a Tekken 7. It's not that level of detail.
Oh yeah, it's only about a couple months in development, so you gotta give it some slack.
Yeah,
I'm still-
I'll give him some slack for that, but
Yeah.
in its current state, is very rough.
I'm still waiting on Rock Howard. I need him in there.
Terry Bogard, man, give me Terry Bogard, give me Duff.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Are you okay? What did I?
Power Geyser.
Power dunk.
All right, well,
And hold on, I wasn't finished. And
Go
I also they showed, even though I'm not into the game series that much, they also showed the new Ratchet and Clank game,
Hmm.
which
They
I
did.
give them applause to that because that is something new compared to indies and VR, which was a lot of VRs and indies.
I think
That
they
was
gave a release date on that. That was like
Yeah, it's like
January,
Spring 2016.
spring.
Yeah.
Because of the movie coming out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, a lot of people aren't supposedly liking it because it's not 60 FPS. If it's a good game, though, I don't mind giving it a try. I hope usually, like with all Ratchet and Clank games, they always release a demo to give it a chance so people could try it out and see how it is.
Can I at least say something about the whole 60 FPS? Oh, it's not going to be good because it's not 60 FPS. That bullshit.
What?
Does it really fucking matter for some people?
No. Put it like this. I love having good performance in a video game if the 30 FPS version does not function well. I can say that, like if it has bugs or shit like that, I can see that logic, but at the same time, if it's functional and it works, then who cares at the point?
Yeah, it's like most of the people that buy video games, they're not going to be like, oh, how many frames is it running? Or what requirements do I need to run it? No, they're just going to buy the game, they're going to have fun with the game, and they're going to play it.
Yeah, it's only PC Master Race that cares.
Yeah, unless you're part of the PC Master Race, or you're a bunch of people that say, "Oh, I want this game to look good when I let's play it."
Yeah, I'm not that big on like graphic fidelity and all that shit. Like I run all my videos at 720p. So I don't go for the 1080p kick. I don't go for all that. It looks nice. I will admit on PC games look nice, but other than that, I will take a game as whatever, as long as it plays well.
Yeah, but the problem is that sometimes the game will... Like, if you try to record it on 1080, on some people, they can't record it. It'll fuck up.
Not only that, 1080p files are very fucking huge, so good luck with that.
It looks in there forever, waiting.
Yeah.
So?
No, so I think I was interrupting Gilmer's score.
Which one? Yeah, Gilmer, did you give your store?
Yeah, I said it was C+. Yeah, my store, C+.
Yeah, your store. Your
store is a C+. Carry more.
Y'all get discounts.
Your store is a C+. Yeah, alright.
Do you carry amiibos that we can shoot?
Fuck amiibos. The excellent Fraudian Slip is real in the building. Your score is a C+, and your store will be destroyed. So I hope you enjoy that.
Get your cloud amiibo.
What are you, a health inspector now?
Yeah, I'm a health inspector.
Yeah, his store's gonna be destroyed. Hold on, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call the fucking inspection team.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck was that noise?
I called the nuke on his store.
Alright,
what's that noise?
We're getting really random, like at the end of this. So I think I'm about to cut the recording for now. I think we talked about everything that PlayStation Experience had to offer. I kind of wish they showed more, but, you know, I think it was a respectable grade from most of the people around the table. And mostly, like, C's and B's and all this other stuff about the conference. We'll definitely be doing, like, another one whenever another one comes up. I don't know when, like... There's no dates for anything, so if
it's probably gonna be Yoda now, because last year was the first one ever.
Damn, I was kind of... I had Comic-Con in my head for some reason, but I don't even know when that happened, so... I don't know if it already happened or not, so...
I thought it was mostly C's.
They do... It was mostly C's, and I think Brandon said B or C or something.
No, B minus, B plus.
B minus, C plus. C plus.
Yeah, B minus, C plus, yeah, that makes sense. So, but mostly C's.
So Brandon kind of dared to be different.
I thought I said it was a B minus too.
You know what's interesting? I feel like Sony's just taking all the fighting games. Like, they got pretty much everything console-wise.
They also took COD, so they have that 30-day DLC.
They took almost everything.
Yeah, they had it in the dock. Hold on, let me see. It's in the dock.
Yeah, it's in the dock.
But
it was, but I don't think people would honestly care.
Yeah, I don't think people would care that, oh, well, PlayStation announced that COD is going to have the first Black Ops 3 DLC for a 30-day exclusive only on PS4.
Didn't they say that
here's
on
my take
E3?
on it, though. Here's my take on it. Like, it's the same thing as Microsoft did it, but flipped around.
Yeah, flipped around. That's pretty much it. But they keep throwing shade on Microsoft, which is always hilarious. Like, they say that PlayStation is now the new home of Call of Duty.
Yeah, look at his... Then again, the serious question. Would you rather play it on Xbox? Fuck no.
Hell no.
Well, alright, before we get bombed by the Xbox fans, I think we should sign off and wrap up.
I would rather play it on the Wii U.
Ooh, COD on the Wii U. Yeah, you want to enjoy that fucking 480p master race.
Damn. It's not turning.
Yeah, at least I'm not like one of those people that would hump my console.
Christian? PS
Hey,
triple.
that's
Oh,
what you call.
oh, Julie. Oh, my
Yeah,
PS3
good
is
night,
all
good night, guys. Ren's acting weird again.
I'm gonna fuck my PS3 in a minute now. Oh.